What's up guys, T-Rex and Mr. God right here with TREXmedia.com. So it's all about microphone comparisons this channel, and right here on my left I have the Audio Technica AT2020. Look over to my right, they are not the same microphone. This is the Heil PR-30B. Okay, now these two look so similar, you cannot tell me that these do not look absolutely alike. You might want to say one of them copied the other and didn't do a very good job on the homework, or you might as well just say one of them did not understand the assignment. But this comes in at a really significant price point, while this comes in at somewhat of a budget price point right here. And what happens if you bring these two together and you want to compare them? Well, that is what we're going to do right here. I'm going to let you know which one of these is actually a lot better for you, that you can actually pick right now. Is it the Heil PR-30B or is it the Audio Technica AT2020? Now, without wasting any sort of time, let's dive right straight into it. Now, I'm going to be switching to a voiceover, and that voiceover is going to be done with the Mackie Microphones, which is what I do call my very best USB microphone right now. So if you want to support me or support any sort of the channel in any sort of way, and you're looking to pick up one of these for yourself, I suggest you go through the links right in the description box right down below. That's an amazing way for you to support me and also the channel. I get a lot of people texting me on Instagram, Snapchat, and also right in the comment section saying I just bought this because of your video, but then they never got that through me. So if you really want to support the channel and say a huge thank you to me, I suggest you actually just go there. It's a small commission, it helps a lot, and it actually goes a really long way. Also, there's full reviews of all of this right here on the channel, linked right up here, and also I'm going to link as much as I can in the description box right there. Let's dive right straight into this comparison video. So we're gonna start off with the pricing here of these two microphones, and for your PR-30B we're gonna be looking at about $259 here, a very premium price tag here, and we're gonna see if that is actually really worth that over the Audio Technica AT2020, which you can actually grab for about $150 over here. Now, talking about the build quality of these two microphones here, there is a really easy spot here. They can actually see there's a really fine line between when you say something looks a bit similar and when something looks exactly the same. These two microphones are well built and they actually look very similar here. Starting with the AT2020, we're looking at a really nice heavy plus metal over here that feels really good and durable all around. In addition to that, you do get a pouch to actually go with this one. Now, looking at the PR-30B, you have a really compact design here, a little bit smaller than that of the AT2020, but has a really nice weight to it as well, and also solid metal all around it, and it bears that striking resemblance, as I already mentioned, to the Audio Technica AT2020. So in terms of price per design and price for build quality, I really need to give it to the Audio Technica right here. In this case, more expensive doesn't mean a lot better, as I always say, and cheaper doesn't mean that's a lot worse than what's a lot more expensive. But in this case, I'm giving it to Audio Technica because it does feel a lot heavier. It feels a lot more premium. This is meant to be the more premium one, but it doesn't feel cheap, don't get me wrong. It just feels, compared to this one, it feels a lot cheaper than this, and you would not know. If I were to just give you this, you would actually think the AT2020 is the more expensive one. The weight, the design, the build, when you're trying to look at the sort of metal that was used, I can actually squint this a little bit, but this I cannot do that. It's well solid on that, so good job to your Audio Technica. Let's move on. Now, in terms of connectivity for these two microphones, you have your standard XLR cable connection right here, and this is going to function with any sort of door or interface that you actually throw at them, as though you don't actually get an XLR cable in the box with any of these, but if you do have one lying around, it's going to work absolutely perfectly fine with these two microphones. Now, I'm going to move into the sound quality of these two microphones, and as always, I'm just going to switch to this and you're going to hear what they actually sound like for yourself. But first off, let's talk about the polar pattern settings on these two microphones. For your AT2020, you're dealing with a cardioid polar pattern right here, and for your PR-30B, you're dealing with something called the super cardioid polar pattern here. So it's a little bit different from that of the AT2020, but we're going to see if that actually makes any sort of difference when actually testing these two out. And in addition to that, you do need your 48 Phantom B to be powered on for you to actually use any of these. And I'm going to be hooking this up to an Expresso 2.2, and I'll also be using the Mackie MC350 headphones in order for me to do this testing. If you want to see any of this for yourselves in terms of reviews, or you want to pick out one of it for yourself, all the links are just going to be right there in the description box right down below, and there's also going to be pop-up banners right there. You can actually just pick and just choose and select what it is that you want to see. Okay, so this is me recording right now with the PR-30B right here versus the Audio Technica AT 2020, and I'm just going to be recording straight into Studio One. As you can actually see right there, the audio that you're going to hear is unedited audio coming from this recording session, and you can actually hear what this sounds like. Amazing, really crisp. Now, one thing I need to tell you about this microphone is having it propped up like this is the best way that you're going to get the most sound quality out of it, because this microphone, as I did mention in my full reveal, it does not get as much input as I would actually love it to get. But the problem with this is that when you take this out, when you export the audio, then you're going to be really surprised at what this actually gives you, which is a phenomenal sound right here. You don't need to do too much with this. I did record drifting, my mixtape NF drifting. If you want to check that one, I'm going to link it up here. It's on the second channel right there. I did record drifting with this, and it was really amazing. Although the audio file right there was actually, you know, tampered with and, you know, like messed around as mixed and mastered and everything, but that is an example of what a music session with this is going to sound like, and it is really amazing. Now, one thing you need to know is I did switch over to a PRESONUS AUDIOBOX 96 Studio because I'm having a bit of issues getting the Onyx 2.2 to actually recognize my microphones right now. I'm going to fix that in just a bit, but that's just for you to know. I'm still working with the MC350s right here from Mackie, so I'm going to switch to this one, and then we're going to hear what the sound difference is actually like, and then I'm going to give my final verdict on these two microphones. So, sticking with the exact same gain settings and also the AUDIOBOX 96 Studio right there, right here in front of me, I have the Audio Technica AT 2020 going up against the PR-30B. Now, very similar design and also really looks alike, but a really far price point here. I do call the AT 2020 my favorite budget microphone of all. Still recording into Studio One. If you can actually see over there, we're just gonna go over this, and what you're hearing right now is coming from this microphone. This is the recording session that you're actually listening to, and this does pick up sound a lot better than that one. It picks up a lot better than this one, especially when I move back a little bit. You can actually hear what it sounds like. And when I move a lot closer right here, we're working with a pop filter here because I want to be as original as this sound can actually be. Now, can you actually spot a difference between these two? Somehow I feel like this guy does not echo as much as the Audio Technica AT 2020. That's one thing I can actually pick from it. But if you do put a pop filter on top of this one, that should actually just fix it. But this, maybe it's because of the way the PR-30B is actually designed to be used. That might actually be the reason why it does give you that a little bit. But if I'm to actually give it, I do hear the P's and B's a lot better on the AT 2020. And when I mean like I do hear a lot more on this one than I actually did with the PR-30B. That's another advantage right there. So in this comparison, can you actually say that the extra price point from the PR-30B by Heil is actually a lot better than the AT 2020? This is your average standard microphone right here, 150, but when you're going up in price right here, are you actually getting what you really paid for? The answer kind of is yes, though. If you can afford this, I actually really recommend that you go for the PR-30B, just because you do get a little bit of an edge there. I don't know if you would say it's worth it, because the Audio Technica right here did record, and listen to me, I Plead, All Stand Strong, New Age, and Wondering. All those 4 original songs were recorded with this microphone, and you can actually hear how amazing they all sound. They were actually amazing. I'm going to leave them linked right up here and also in the description box if you want to check it out. Those are my original songs, all on Apple Music and Spotify, but they were all recorded with this microphone right here. So depending on what you're actually looking for, this however does give you amazing sound quality, especially if you're going to mix and master the audio at the end of the day. But it's actually left to you guys. I'm going to give my final verdict, so let me know what you really think about it. So there you have it, folks. Now, what is my final verdict on these two microphones? Well, I'm gonna let you guys be the ones to decide right there in the comment section. I do love the comments that I see and the suggestions, so I'm gonna leave this one as an open book. But just a few things for you to know: the P's and B's with the Audio Technica can actually be fixed if you're popping a pop filter on top of this one. Now, what I really don't like about the PR-30B is the fact that you don't get as much input. The input is not all that great with this one, but the audio that you do get to work with is significantly amazing. just as amazing as what you would get on the Audio-Technica AT 2020. Now, in terms of voice quality, I would say that the PR-30B is actually a lot clearer and is a lot deeper, it's a lot sharper there. It's better audio they can actually work with, but when you get into the tweaking stage of it, again, the Audio-Technica would just as much match up this one. Now, if you're a producer and you know you're going to do a lot of work and you're looking for something that's absolutely affordable, I suggest go for the Audio-Technica. But if you're someone who's not a professional and you're looking for audio that's going to be a lot easier for you to work with, I suggest you go with the PR-30B. Yes, it's a bit more expensive. If you cannot stretch your budget that much, then just go for the Audio-Technica, or you could go for any of my other suggestions in any of my other videos. But I would highly recommend this if you do not want to work so much on your audio. You want something that's more like a plug and go, something that's more like just an export and just use like that, as you did here from the audio samples that was there. So thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it, guys. If you did like this video, do me a favor, smash that like button right there. It's going to help the algorithm so a lot more people can actually find these videos when you interact with it. Leave a comment right down below telling me which one of these you actually peek out for yourself. And also, if you're not subscribed already, I notice a large demographic of people who watch my videos are not subscribed. So please do me that favor, smash that subscription button right there so you don't miss another video. Also, turn on the bell notification so when I do drop a new video, Wednesdays are for my shorts, Saturdays are for my main videos. You do not want to miss them, okay? Now, if you're looking for glasses, premium prescription, sunglasses or otherwise, anyone that actually rocks your boat, then I suggest Jade Black is your very best bet for really premium, affordable glasses, okay? So if you want to check that out, also the company that makes Jade Black now has a fragrance line called Santa Lucia. All of this is going to be linked right down below that in that description button right there, and you can actually go ahead and check it out for yourself. It's going to be 10% off anything you're actually going to get through me. That's a way to support the channel, and also if you want to pick out something amazing for yourself. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. My name is T-Rex. Stay safe.